What's up everyone, Blender Helix Alpha here, and I'm coming at you today with a very important tutorial. This tutorial is about the dirty screen look that you can see in some of my videos. Here, let me show you what I mean. This look here, where you have a dirty screen, you can see it in some of EA's games, like Battlefield 3 and a few racing games. They have this dirty screen look that you can see around the edges here. It's a pretty cool look here. If I look down at the ground, you can see it a little bit better. But it's a pretty cool effect, and it's really easy to do. It just takes a little bit of time. So let's go ahead and figure this out. What it is a dirty lens effect that you can kind of see here, and we're going to replicate this in Photoshop. It's going to take a little while to get a hang of to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about, but this is basically kind of what we're wanting to replicate. Another good example would be something like where is it? I saw one over here. This right here. This is actually a really good source image if you guys wanted to use this instead. But we're gonna go ahead and make our own. So let's make a let's make actually a full resolution screen image. So 1920 by 1080, and then let's make a new layer here. We won't bother with naming our layers, although I do recommend it. Just delete your background layer, so now we just have this. And make a new layer, and just name that BG if you want to. Drag that under there and color that black just so we can see what we're doing. Okay, so what we can do now is start making our brush. So if we go down here to our tab here on Photoshop, Brush Presets, and then click over here to Brush, it should go ahead and give us some, go to our paint tool here, it should go ahead and give us some brush presets, and what we're going to do is mess around with this stuff a lot. So let's just start messing with the scattering. We want it to scatter a lot and the count pretty low. We want the size to jitter a lot with a minimum diameter of 0%. Angle jitter, no. And roundness jitter, no. Let's see. As for hardness, we want the hardness to be about all the way up. It depends though what you want. 100 hardness will give you, completely solid, and if you wanted something like 90, it'd give you a little bit of a frayed edge, but I'm just going to go with 100. As for spacing, this is very important. I suggest going with something like a 350% spacing. Now if you go to color dynamics, we can see the brightness jitter and all of that. We're going to put that all the way up on everything. And let's see what else we can mess around with. Let's not do dual brush. So let's see what we have now. Right now we have this, and this is starting to look really good. If we mess around with the base size of our brush, we can start to see something that's going to work for us. And so we can start to use something like this and start messing around, make a new layer if we wanted to, and make some smaller details around the edges. This is all about detail and art, being an artist, I guess, and an artist, being an artist, and just getting your what you think looks good on there. So you want these dots on here, and to cycle back throughout your BG, you can turn on and off that black layer here. I'm going to go ahead and merge these, so now we just have one, and you don't want any of these to be black. So what we're going to do is go to Image, Adjustments, Brightness, Contrast, and turn on Legacy. That's just going to give us our Legacy shader, and turn the contrast down a very large amount, down to probably -85, and hit OK on that. And now what we're going to be doing is just go in with a large soft brushed eraser and just deleting some of this stuff, and you want it to be a very low opacity so you can get a lot of variant. Just click around, and this is kind of what I did. Just click around and erase some of this stuff. You want it to be very light on your game, and you want to have the ability to duplicate it if you need to. And if this isn't the only layer that you guys want to do, then you can go ahead and add a bunch more. If you want to, you can actually do this and make a screenshot of your game in-game and then paste that into Photoshop and see what it's going to look like actually in-game. This is a good tool to have, just so you know what it's going to look like. So it looks like these need to be brighter, so let's make the contrast a little bit higher. Or actually, yeah, there we go. Just heighten up the brightness. So, looks like we still have some strong edges. We don't want any of this intruding in the game space, so you can just click around here and get rid of some of this. And you can start to see that it's starting to look like lens dirt. You can start to see exactly how I did this. Just click around, keep clicking around. You can hear me clicking a lot, and the reason I'm not just dragging over here and doing that is because I want as much variety as possible. And if you really want to put a lot of work into it, you can you know, do the same thing again, just over again. But what we're going to do just to save time is go to duplicate layer, and we're going to flip this around a little bit and merge that. And we're going to make our final touches on these. Delete all, actually go to 60% opacity on your eraser and just delete all of it around the game space area, because you don't want any showing right up in the game space. It's going to be really annoying if you do. So it's starting to look okay. What we can do now is go to our clone brush and size up our brush. Not that high, just about right here. And we can start adding a few details here and there. This is going to start to look pretty good. Go back to your eraser and just keep deleting all these. You just want to keep that detail in there, so lower your opacity. It's all about being an artist and getting what looks good in there. So if you think that looks good, go ahead and save that off. Delete all of your backgrounds and everything. Save that as a PNG on your desktop would be the easiest way. So just name it Dirt Lens. Alright, sorry about that, I accidentally stopped the recording. But what we did was we saved our Dirt Lens layer on our desktop, and we're going to go ahead and open this up with Unity. What we can just do is click and drag this into our project folder. I'm just going to click it to our root level. And then comes the fun part. We can put it in the game now. And we want to locate our camera, and we'll just select it on the hierarchy and press F, and that'll focus right on our camera. And with our camera selected, we can go to Game Object, Create Other, Plane, and we'll go ahead and size that down. And we're going to put this directly in front of our camera. So you can either do that by hand, or you can just do that by sight. I just do it by sight just for now. But we're going to put it right on top of our camera. The more exact, the better. If you want to, you can go to your camera rotation, and I'll just go on the x-axis right now, and you can go to this and rotate it on the same axis as all your camera is. It's going to help you out a lot if you just put the texture on right away and then change the shader on it to additive soft, and then you just go ahead and size that, and you can see that in the game view. It's already there. So if we just size that to where it's starting to look good. What's going to help you out is if you change free aspect to 16:9 here, you can really see your whole game in the size that it's supposed to be. So you just rotate it until you get what you want. . and with your color correction effects in your game, it's going to look really, really good. So just parent that to your camera and name it whatever you want to. And if it's not strong enough, here, we'll go ahead and play our game so we can see what it looks like. So it's very, very light, but I can see it. So if we wanted it stronger, what we can do is select it and hit Control D a little bit, and that'll duplicate it a couple times, and it'll be even stronger. So now you have a really cool dirt lens effect, dirt lens effect, and given that you have all the cool color correction that I do, it'll look really cool in your game. So thanks a lot for watching my tutorial, guys. I hope it helped you out. If you have any questions on the comment section, just leave them down there, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. But thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you later.